examine the income tax returns in question on the basis of statutory confidentiality under the National Internal Revenue Code is a misapprehension of the constitutional order. Let us be clear, uulitin ko lang po, impeachment is not a mere legislative inquiry. It is a distinct constitutional process. To allow a provision of the tax code to override the constitutional power of impeachment is to invert the hierarchy of laws. It would mean that a legislative enactment intended for general administration could defeat a specific constitutional mechanism designed to ensure accountability at the highest levels of government. That cannot be the law. Pwede pong sabihin ng iba, those espousing a different view, na anyway, meron na po tayong probable cause doon sa mga nakita na natin at narinig na natin ng mga ebidensya. So wag na lang natin itong buksan dito sa puntong ito at hayaan na lang natin na ang Senado ang magbukas nito. Hindi ko po tanggap ang dahilan na yan. Kasi with more reason na since we are talking here about establishing probable cause, determined probable cause, lahat ng mga pwedeng ipasok na natin para mas klaro ang usapin ng probable cause, dapat po ibigay na o makita na natin. Dapat po makita na natin ang laman ng box na yan. Hindi ho natin pwedeng ipadala lang sa Senado na hindi natin alam. Kasi later, tayo rin po ang prosecutors. It's the House acting through a panel of prosecutors ang titingin nito at magprepresenta nito before the Senate. Now, dapat makita na po sa puntong ito natin. Kasi tayo yung magiging prosecutors later at para lalong mapalakas ang usapin ng probable cause. So I submit that this body has both the authority and the duty to examine the income tax returns in question, subject to appropriate safeguards if necessary, but not subject to outright prohibition. The Constitution demands no less. Let us affirm that in the hierarchy of laws, the Constitution remains supreme. Let us affirm that impeachment is a meaningful power, not an empty formality. And let us affirm that no statute may be invoked to defeat the people's right to accountability. For these reasons, I maintain and I move that this committee should proceed with the opening and examination of the income tax returns, the supposed contents of that box, and to reject any interpretation that would unduly constrain our constitutional mandate. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
Just for the record, the motion of the Honorable De Lima is to open the BIR box. The
Madam Chair.
Honorable Lawrence Defensor and then the Honorable Benny Abante.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ang pagbubukas po ng mga box ay nagbabago ng kapalaran ng ating bansa. Nakita na natin yan ng 2001. At tandaan po natin at wag nating kakalimutan na ang impeachment is the highest form of national inquest to determine the accountability and fitness of the highest leaders of the country. Dapat pong mabuksan ang box na yan dahil pag hindi nabuksan yan, parang tayo ang gumawa ng betrayal of public trust. We should let the Filipinos see what's inside that box and allow the members of this committee to assess what evidence is inside the box. Kung ito ba ay nakapagpapatatag ng ebidensya laban sa Vice President o makakasuporta sa respondent at sa kanyang posisyon na siya ay walang kasalanan. Madam Chairman, there is no other mandate for the House of Representatives having the sole power to initiate impeachment complaints, but to open the evidence and to let the members assess and decide for themselves how it will play a part in the exercise of their vote in this committee and in plenary. Thank you so much, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Lawrence Defensor. Next is the Honorable Benny Abante.
Madam Chair,
And then
maraming
Honorable
maraming-
Shua and then Honorable Vice Chair Po, and then Honorable DS, Janet Garin, and Congresswoman Bernadette Barbers, and Congressman Jude Asidre. It seems everybody wants to speak, and Congressman Tino, and Congressman Eming Pascual. Now, let us recognize the Honorable Benny Abante.
Maraming salamat po, Madam Chair. Kailanman hindi ko po questionin ang mga legal opinion ng ating mga abogado dito sapagkat hindi naman ako abogado. Subalit, kahit po ako hindi abogado, hindi ako masyado nakatulog kagabi kasi pinag-aralan ko ito kung bubuksan o hindi. Anyway, nakaharap tayo ngayon sa isang mabigat na desisyon. Isang usapin na hindi lamang susukat sa ating galing sa batas, kundi pati na rin sa ating prinsipyo at integridad. Sa harap natin, andyan po yung mga income tax returns ni Vice President Sara Duterte at na kanyang asawang si Atty. Manscarpio. It is a literal and figurative, eka nga, Pandora's box na nasa pangangalaga ng House Committee on Justice. Napakasimple po ng question. Dapat ba nating buksan ang kahon na ito? Sinabi po sa Biblia, sa Luke 12:2, akin pong babanggitin sa wikang Tagalog, walang natatago na hindi mahayag at walang lihim na hindi malalaman. Naniniwala tayo sa transparency. Naniniwala tayo sa accountability. Ngunit bilang mga mambabatas, kailangan din nating maniwala sa tinatawag nating prudence o sa wikang Tagalog, tamang pagpapasya. Hindi po yung galing sa batas, kundi prudence. Mayroon tayong tinatawag na, eka nga, power of the subpoena at ang power of the purse. Sabi nga ng ilan, ang kapangyarihan ng Kongreso ay nasa itaas ng tinatawag nating legal food chain. Pero tandaan po natin, just because we can do something does not mean we should. Ulitin ko ho. Just because we can do something does not mean we should. Bakit po ako nag-aalangan? Unang-una, sa aking pag-aaral, privacy and the law. Meron tayong Section 270 ng NIRC na nagbibigay proteksyon sa confidentiality ng mga taxpayers. Yan ang una. Pangalawa, private rights. Kasama sa usapin si Atty. Manscarpio, isang private citizen na may karapatan sa data privacy. Hindi po siya rito ang ating tinutugis bilang merong impeachable offense. Number 3, process over politics. Ang trabaho ng House ay tukuyin lamang ang probable cause. Kung may usok ba sa likod ng apoy. Ang pagtitimbang ng ebidensya at ang pagbubukas ng mga selyadong dokumento ay mas nararapat na gawin sa Senate sitting as an impeachment court. At wala po akong pasubali, Madam Chair, na ito ay papasa sa plenary at pupunta sa impeachment court sa Senado. Bakit kinakailangan tayo magmadali? Sa Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1, sinasabi, sa wikang Tagalog, babanggitin ko uli, sa bawat bagay ay may kapanahunan at panahon sa bawat layunin sa silong ng langit. Ang paninindigan natin ay ito, sa akin, kapasyahan. Keep it sealed right now. Hayaan natin ang Senado ang magbukas nito bilang bahagi ng impeachment trial para buksan ang katotohanan sa tamang panahon ng paglilitis. Huwag natin pangunahan ang proseso para sa kapakanan ng ating legal system at ng ating bansa. Madam Chair, at mga kaibigan ko dito sa Committee on Justice, di mo mas maganda na may suspense, eka nga. Di ba? Nasuri na natin ang impeachment complaints at mga nakalakip na ebidensya. At naniniwala ako, if every congressman will just appreciate the pieces of evidence that has been talked about in this committee, hindi po malabo na ito ay magtagumpay sa plenaryo at makarating sa impeachment court. Ihain na natin, ang articles of impeachment sa Senado nang may paggalang sa batas at takot sa Diyos. Tinimbang na natin at sapat na para sa probable cause. Dito po sa Committee on Justice, tinimbang natin si Vice President Sara at nakita natin ang laki ng kanyang pagkukulang. Probable cause. Madam Chair, my dear colleagues, kaya po yan po ang aking stand. Sana po ay isuspense na lang natin ito at hayaan natin ang impeachment court ang magbukas nito. Maraming salamat po at pagpalain tayo ng ating Panginoon.
We've heard the legal arguments as well as the Bible verses and lessons. That's our very own Bishop Benny Abante. Now we recognize the Honorable Joel Chua.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, at this point in time, ako po ay naniniwala sa argumento po at sa legal opinion ng ating kagalang-galang na Congresswoman Laila De Lima at ganun din sa ating napakahusay na Assistant Majority Floor Leader, Congressman Noy Defensor. Bakit ko po sinasabi na ako po ay sa kanila ay sumasang-ayon? Dahil kung babasahin po natin ang ating saligang batas, specifically Section 3, Paragraph 8, Article 11, sa Accountability of Public Officer, maliwanag po dito na sinasabi, the Congress shall promulgate its rules on impeachment to effectively carry out the purpose of this section. Ibig sabihin po, tayo po ay binibigyan ng kapangyarihan ng batas, ng saligang batas, na magbigay o gumawa ng ating sariling patakaran. Patukuyin po dito sa impeachment. Ngayon, sa ating pong rules, Section 7, malinaw po dito. Sabi po dito, the committee shall have the power to issue compulsory processes for the attendance of witnesses and the production of documents and other related evidence. Ito pong nasa harapan natin na ITR na selyado na galing po sa BIR, ito po ay produkto o bunga ng compulsory process na inisyu po netong committee. At yun po ay ang subpoena duces tecum. Ngayon, kung meron pong conflict sa national law at sa konstitusyon, lagi pong mananaig ang nakalagay po sa ating saligang batas. Hindi naman po tayo nagsabpina para sa isang selyadong box. Ang sinasabpina po netong committee to ay yung ITR o yung nilalaman po netong box. Kaya ako po naniniwala na tayo po ay talagang may karapatan. Subalit, for purposes of determination of probable cause, at sabi nga po ng ating kagalang-galang na congressman galing po sa 6th District ng Maynila, dapat tayo rin ay mag-iingat. Pero hindi po ibig sabihin sa pag-iingat na to ay tayo sinusuko na po natin ang ating pong kapangyarihan. So ako po ay pagpapalibang ko po dahil ito pong usapin na ito ay maaaring dumating din sa Senado. Dahil kung babasahin po ninyo ang National Internal Revenue Code, hindi naman po sinabi na pagdating sa Senado ay exempted na. Yun po ang kanilang magiging argumento. Pero base po dito sa ating konstitusyon at sa ligang batas, tayo naman po talaga ay merong karapatan. Kaya po, ako po ay i-reserve ko po to for purposes of determination of probable cause. Tayo po ay pupunta sa hakbang ng pag-iingat. Maraming salamat po, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Chua. Now we recognize one of the vice chairs of the Committee on Justice, Honorable Brian Poe from the FPJ Party List.
Madam Chair, on the motion to open the BIR sealed box, I believe transparency and justice must be fair. Commissioner Mendoza himself placed on the record the operative parameters under which the Bureau may produce the taxpayer returns, that the Bureau is authorized to furnish returns upon the request of Congress and in aid of legislation, but that any return identifying a particular taxpayer is to be received only when the committee is sitting in executive session or upon the written consent of the taxpayer. That is the framework set by Section 71 in relation to Section 270 of the National Internal Revenue Code, or RA 8424. That is the framework that the commissioner brought before this committee. The 21-4 deferral met that framework. Nothing on the record has since displaced it. We must be wary of the precedent that we set in this impeachment proceeding. However, should the impeachment proceed to trial in the Senate, I believe they will do the right thing and further investigate the documents presented by the BIR. I have faith in the integrity of the House and the Senate. This matter should be discussed when the time is right. But for now, we are merely discussing probable cause, which I believe we have sufficient evidence. The AMLAC reports referencing 6.77 billion in transactions. And for those reasons, Madam Chair, I feel that maybe this may not be the correct time for the opening of this box.
Thank you, Vice Chair po. Now let us recognize the Honorable Deputy Speaker, Janet Garin.
Maraming salamat, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, narinig po natin yung mga brilliant legal minds sa mga miyembro ng Committee on Justice. At narinig po natin yung magkabilang panig. Let me go back to why we are all here. Andi dito po tayo kasi ginagampanan natin ang ating tungkulin when it comes to accountability of public officials. Kaakibat no accountability na yon ay full transparency. Kaya naiintindihan ko at ramdam ko ang kagustuhan ng karamihan na buksan ang kahon galing sa BIR. Subalit, nung andi dito ang BIR, napakaklaro din na sinabi nila na tali ang kanilang mga kamay, gusto man nila subalit may mga batas na kailangan nilang gampanan. Madam Chair, the thrust of the Committee on Justice is for accountability and transparency to prevail. However, hindi pa po tayo ang korte. We are not the impeachment court. We are simply determining the probable cause based on the complaints filed by the complainants here today. Ang puso ko ay sumisigaw na buksan. Subalit kung puso ko lang ang aking pakikinggan, ay pwede itong mailagay at amalihis ang dapat nating gawin. Our heart can always speak, but our minds should prevail. Napakasayang ng ating sinimulan kung sa huli hindi tayo maging maingat. In this line, Madam Chair, gustuhin man natin, this is not within the ambit of the Committee on Justice. I respect the brilliant legal minds. Ako po ay hindi abogado, kaya ako ay kailangang manigurado na hindi tayo magkamali. Dahil ang isang pagkakamali ay pwedeng mabasura ang lahat ng pinaghirapan ng komitibang ito. Maraming salamat, Madam Chair.
In line with that, I just want to remind the committee members that since day one of our proceeding, we've been taking the conservative route. We've been taking the safer route because we acknowledge that we owe it to the sovereign Filipino people that this impeachment proceeding should be able to proceed and reach its conclusion. That is just for the record. Now we recognize the Honorable Congresswoman Bernadette Barbers from the 2nd District of Surigao del Norte.
Good morning, Madam Chair. May clarificatory question po ako kay
This is for? The question is
NBI?
addressed for. We are not yet on the NBI. We're still on the question of whether to open or not. This box, would you like to be called during the time of the NBI?
yes.
Later. Thank you, Honorable Barbers. We will be proceeding to recognize the Honorable Congressman Jude Asidre from Tingog Party List.
Madam Chair, allow me to speak for the many who are probably listening to our proceedings today. Sa mga nakaraang pagdinig, malinaw na nakita natin na ang mga hindi pangkaraniwang financial transactions na na-flag ng AMLAC. Kasabay nito, nasuri din natin ang mga SALN kung saan inilahad ang mga negosyo at business interest ng pangalawang Pangulo at ng kanyang asawa. Batay sa mga datos na lumabas, kapansin-pansin na ang nakakarami sa kanilang mga negosyo ay hindi kumikita at sa makatuwid ay hindi maaaring maging pangunahing pinagmulan ng kanilang yaman. Kung ang pahayag ng pangalawang Pangulo, Madam Chair, ay ang bawat sentimo ng kanilang yaman ay nagmula sa mga lehitimong pinanggagalingan at may sapat na dokumentasyon, mas lalong magiging mahalaga na makita at masuri natin ang mga dokumentong ito. Hindi po ito usapin ng pagdududa lamang. Ito po ay usapin ng pagtitiyak. Sapagkat ang katotohanan, Madam Chair, kapag may sabat na batayan, ay dapat hindi kinakatakutan, ito ay nilalahad. Nabanggit ko po sa nakaraang pagdinig, alam natin kung magkano ang kinikita ng isang pangalawang Pangulo. The Vice President's salary is a matter of public record. Nakita rin natin na ang mga negosyong nakasaad sa SALN ng ating pangalawang Pangulo ay palugi at hindi kumikita. Kaya hindi maaaring maging sapat na pinanggagalingan ng mga malalaking yaman. At bagamat walang dineklarang cash deposits, nito nakaraang pagdinig kinumpirma ng AMLAC ang 18 suspicious transaction mula sa kabuuang 6.7 billion covered transactions. Ito ay malinaw na pagpapakita na may mga bahagi pa ng kwento na kailangan pang punuan. Kaya Madam Chair, mahalaga na maihambing natin ang lahat ng ito, yung SALN, ang mga na-flag na transaksyon, at higit sa lahat sa mga income tax returns sa isinumite ng Bureau of Internal Revenue. Doon lang natin makikita kung magkakatugma ang kita, ang ari-arian at ang galaw ng salipi. Doon natin masusukat ang sinasabing lehitimong pinanggagalingan ay may konkretong patunay. Madam Chair, hindi po natin ito masasagot sa mga paliwanag lamang. Hindi po ito matatapos sa mga pahayag. Ang katotohanan ay nasa mga dokumento at ang tanging paraan para maabot ito ay ang pagbubukas, pagsusuri at paghahambing ng mga ito. Sa huli, Madam Chair, kailangan nating buksan ang mga dokumentong ito hindi para maghanap ng mali, kundi para maghanap ng katotohanan. Hindi para manghusga, kundi upang makapagbigay linaw, lalong-lalo na po sa mga miyembro ng kumiting ito. Hindi para magdulot ng ingay, kundi para maibalik ang tiwala sa prosesong ating ginagawa. At kung ang lahat ay tunay na ayon sa batas, ang pagbubukas ng mga dokumento ang siyang pinakamalinaw at pinakamalakas na panunay nito. Kaya kung walang itinatago, Madam Chair, dapat walang ikikinakatakot. Kaya po sinususugan ng kinatawang ito ang panukala ng kagalang-galang Leila de Lima na buksan ang mga dokumento at hayaang magsalita ang katotohanan. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Honorable Asidre. At this point in time, we recognize the Honorable Congressman Tino from the ACT Teachers Party List.
Maraming salamat, Madam Chair. Consistent po dun sa naging unang botohan natin sa nakaraang hearing ay ang posisyon po natin ay dapat buksan na ang box na yan. Kahon, yan po ang ating posisyon. At bukod sa mga nabanggit na po, no, na hindi lang ordinaryong hearing ang ginagawa ng committee ito, ngunit ginagampanan ang mandato ng konstitusyon na impeachment proceeding, no, pinakamataas na proseso ng accountability para sa mga pinakamataas na opisyal. Pero bukod pa ron, malinaw din sa nakaraang hearing na yung BIR mismo sa pahayag ng kanilang commissioner ay nagsabi na ayon sa kanilang pag-intindi ng sariling batas na gumagabay sa BIR ay tingin nila pwede na ibigay ang mga ni-request na tax documents at pwedeng buksan ng komite, however, kailangan daw in executive session. No? So sila mismo, kaya nga nila binigay dito dahil tingin ng BIR ay pinahihintulutan ito ng batas. Ang huling punto, dahil marami na pong argumento na sinabi rito, ang huling punto na nais kong idiin, tignan muli natin ang National Internal Revenue Code, Section 71, Disposition of Income Tax Returns, Publication of Lists of Taxpayers and Filers. Nakasaad po rito, after the assessment shall have been made as provided in this title, the returns together with any corrections thereof, which may have been made by the Commissioner, shall be filed in the office of the Commissioner and shall constitute public records and be open to inspection as such upon the orders of the President of the Philippines under rules and regulations to be presented by the Secretary of Finance upon recommendation of the Commissioner. Ang gusto ko lang po i-emphasize dito ay yung sinasabi ng provision ng batas na income tax returns shall constitute public records and be open to inspection. So public records po yan. Yan po ang malinaw na mandato at intensyon ng batas. Hindi po ito sikreto. In fact, parang salin ng mga public officials ay pwedeng inspeksyonin, gayon din po ang para sa salin at hindi lang po para sa mga opisyal kundi para sa lahat. So sa tingin po natin, dapat hindi malaking issue. No, lalo pa sa isang impeachment proceeding na buksan at suriin ang nilalaman ng kahon na yan. Maraming salamat, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Tino. Next to manifest is the Honorable Congressman Eming Pascual from the 4th District of Nueva Ecija.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Tayong lahat sa committee ito, hindi lang dito, buong Pilipinas, lahat tayo ang gusto lumabas ang katotohanan. But we must also be mindful of our role. Hindi po ito trial. This is not Senate. Our role is limited. Just to determine the probable cause. Kung mayroon tayong sapat na ebidensya na ma-establish sa committee ito, hindi natin kailangan ng iba pang ebidensya. Hindi tayo magsasabi kung guilty o hindi ang Vice President. Pag mayroon tayong naipon na matitibay na ebidensya, testimonya ng mga tao, public records, dalhin natin sa Senado. Totoo ang sinabi ni Madam Chair, Jinky Luistro. Ang kahon ang magbibigay ng linaw sa lahat. Subalit, sumasang-ayon ako kay Congressman Benny Abante na sa takdang panahon sa Senado, doon natin ito buksan. Opening the box now may blur the line between our function and that of the Senate. Dapat hayaan natin sa Senado buksan ang kahon. That's all, Madam Chair. Salamat.
I just want to place on record that the position of the endorsers are divided. While the endorser of the Sabalia et al. Complaint is moving to open the BIR box, the endorser of the Cabrera complaint is moving it's not still a motion, but your position is not to open the BIR box. I think this is one question before this committee. We're hearing your manifestations, really. I can say that the committee is totally divided. Nonetheless, let's continue to hear the position of the other justice members.
Madam Chair, may I be recognized?
There is a list, Honorable Jokno. I will
After.
be calling you after the Honorable Degamo. Thank you.
Madam
thank-
Chair, may I be included in the list? Ma'am, here, ma'am, here. May I be included in the list?
Honorable Fortes, I will be listing you down after Congressman Jokno.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, I
Bef-
have.
There's a list. It's not yet your turn, with all due respect.
Sorry.
Yes. The list is very sacred. I will be listing down Kong Elago. Kong Matibag is already listed. After Kong Eming Pascual, we now recognize the Honorable Congresswoman Ann Matibag from the 1st District of Laguna.
Thank you, Madam Chair. While I understand understand the sentiments of our dear colleagues, Madam Chair, I just want to stress that there is a rule or may exceptions, pero this is not unlimited. So we stick with the rules under the NIRC. Pwede lamang po natin buksan ang mga dokumento kapag tayo ay nasa executive session at gumagawa ng batas. At we are not in the proceeding or in the inquiry in aid of legislation. We have to also protect our members in the House of Representatives, also our government officials from the BIR. Nagkaso na po sa AMLA report, so wag na po natin idagdag ang mga kaso at protektahan natin ng ating batas at ang ating mga kasamahan. Huwag na po sana natin ipilit na buksan ang mahiwagang box na ito, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Matibag. Now we recognize the Honorable Deputy Speaker J.J. Suarez from the 2nd District of Quezon.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, in the last hearing, ako po yung nag-move para i-table muna ang pagbubukas nitong mahiwagang green box na ito. Lahat naman po tayo gusto po natin malaman kung ano po ang nilalaman at kung ang nilalaman po ba nito ay makakatulong sa atin para makarating sa isang tamang desisyon pagdating sa pagdedetermine ng probable cause. Napakinggan ko po ang posisyon ng maraming mga legal luminaries natin na kasama natin ngayon dito sa ating hearing. At sa palagay ko po, legally, may sapat na po tayong dahilan para buksan yan at malaman. Ngunit maging practical din po dapat tayo. Sa simula po ng justice hearing, nakailang kaso na po ang sinampa ng kampo ni Vice Presidente sa Supreme Court, sa Quezon RTC, para lang pigilan po ang proseso ng pag-usad ng impeachment complaint. Ang masakit po dito ay ilan sa ating mga kasamahan tulad ni Congressman Percy at meron siyang mga batchmates na binanggit pa kanina ay nakasuhan pa nung isang araw. So I would rather heed to the call of the chairwoman who has always decided to proceed with caution. Because for all we know, opening this box, although we do believe has enough legal basis, might trigger another petition in the court to again stop the proceedings. So sa akin pong palagay at pananaw, Madam Chair, ang posisyon ko po, pag tayo po ay magbobotahan, sa Senado na lang po natin buksan tong mahiwagang green box na to. Tapos doon na lang po magkaalaman. Ang mahalaga para sa ating lahat ay may pagpatuloy po natin ang proseso ng na malaman natin kung meron pong sapat na batayan ang impeachment complaint laban sa Vice Presidente. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, D.S. Suarez. Next is the Honorable Janice Degamo from Negros Oriental 3rd District.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It has been said by so many already regarding the whether or not to open the box. But hearing DSJJ Suarez said, we have to proceed with caution. And I would like to reiterate that truly, if we are to proceed with caution, we have to remember the limitations of our procedure today. First, the procedure we are doing today is not in aid of legislation. It is an impeachment procedure. Second, it has to be in an executive session, which is also not happening. And thus, since I am not a lawyer, I would like to stick to what is being said and let the next stage proceed. Sa Senate na lang po siguro talaga. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you. Next is the Honorable Congressman Lordan Suwan from Cagayan de Oro 1st District.
Madam Chair, I would have to ask what is the direct connection between the ITRs of the Vice President and Attorney Manscarpio and the articles of impeachment? Because the articles charge confidential funds, irregularities, threats, SALN violations, destabilization, and none of these are proven or disproven by a personal income tax return. The ITR adds marginal evidentiary value at most. Actually, hindi po ako tutol sa transparency. Tutol po ako sa pag-bypass ng protection ng batas na nakalatag mismo doon. Kung gusto natin tingnan ang ITR, may paraan po. Executive session, Section 71, which requires the permission of the President himself, may mga safeguards. Hindi natin sisirain ang batas para patunayan ang isa pang batas. And of course, there's a basic rule of statutory construction, Madam Chair. Express enumeration excludes the unmentioned. And the exceptions do not mention impeachment at all. So the statute, when it was amended in 2010, had every opportunity to insert, quote unquote, or upon order of either the House of Congress or either House of Congress in aid of legislation or upon order of the House Committee on Justice in impeachment proceedings. Hindi nilagay eh. So I believe the omission is deliberate and exclusive. Madam Chair, if there are still uncertainties as to the legal basis and necessity of opening this box, then I think it would be imprudent for us to open it at this stage. These are protected by law, and any disclosure must be clearly and unquestionably authorized,
not based on assumptions or discretion.
So you are joining the position of Honorable De Lima?
No, I am against
You
the
are not
position.
to open.
Yes,
Okay.
Madam Chair.
Next is the Honorable Chel Jokno from the Akbayan Party List.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First of all, to be clear, ako'y naniniwala na may kapangyarihan ng Committee on Justice na buksan yung kahon na yan. But to me, the crucial question is, kailangan ba natin buksan? The question is in relation to the determination of probable cause. And if we are talking about probable cause, para sa akin ay nandyan na ang ebidensya. Sapat na yan para makapag-determine na tayo kahit hindi natin bubuksan yung kahon na yan. Meron pong kasabihan sa batas sa ex abundante cautela, with extreme caution. And out of the abundance of caution, I believe that it would be more prudent for us to leave this to the Senate to decide whether to open the box or not. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Kong Chel, you're not joining the position of Kong Laila.
For once, I think
For
we have
once.
some disagreement.
That is for the record, for once. For the first time. Split decision. Now let us proceed to recognize the Honorable Sara Ilago.
Maraming salamat, Madam Chair. This representation from Gabriela Women's Party also joined the position of the Honorable De Lima and their colleagues from the Committee on Justice who are in favor of opening the box. Nasa kapangyarihan ng Committee on Justice na buksan ang box na ito at kung kakailanganin na tayo ay magkaroon ng executive session, bakit hindi natin gawin? Kung ito ay makakatulong sa House Committee on Justice nang sumusunod sa ating sariling rules of proceedings sa paghahawak at sa pag-initiate at pagsisimula ng mga impeachment complaints. Sang-ayon sa ating rules at habang naka-executive session at kung makakatulong sa ating determination ng probable cause, dapat gawin natin ito. Hindi biro ang ating kinakaharap, nasa pangalawang pinakamataas na posisyon ng pamahalaan ang may nakahain na impeachment complaint. Kaya't napakahalaga na mabusisi natin ang bawat dokumento na may kinalaman doon sa ating responsibilidad na ma-determine kung sapat ba ang probable cause para ang impeachment proceeding na ito ay magtuloy-tuloy. Para sa interest ng transparency, para sa interest ng accountability, Madam Chair, kinakailangan ho natin buksan ang box na ito. Hindi po dapat tayo magpatinag, hindi po dapat tayo umatras at kinakailangan natin gamitin ang kapangyarihan ng Committee on Justice sang-ayon sa konstitusyon na magpatuloy sa impeachment proceeding na ito at gawin ang lahat para matiyak na malinaw ang batayan sa pagpapatuloy ng impeachment proceeding na ito. Maraming salamat, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any other justice members who wish to manifest on the Honorable SDML, Lawrence Defensor?
Madam Chair, I requested to be listed.
Sorry, with the indulgence of Honorable Defensor, let us acknowledge, recognize the Honorable Woa Fortes. Pasensya na po.
No problem, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, we are currently at the stage of the determination of probable cause. And in doing so, we have accepted the fact that we are not a trial court and therefore restricted by certain rules. Even testimonies and affidavits of direct witnesses cannot be examined beyond the corners of your affidavit, meaning no probing questions are allowed during this stage of the proceedings. And with that restrictions, I would understand that the NIRC Section 20, Paragraph A is very clear on the restrictions on the opening of the box. And the exercise of restraint, I would suggest that we limit our proceedings within the four corners of the provisions of Section 20, paragraph A of the NIRC. Furthermore, my seatmate here, Congressman Abante, has a very persuasive argument that has legal and biblical basis. The legal basis, I fully understand being a lawyer, and the biblical basis, I further fully understand as I have studied for the priesthood sometime in the past. With that, Madam Chair, thank you very much.
Maraming salamat po, Honorable Wowo Fortes. Now we proceed to the Honorable Lawrence Defensor, our Senior Deputy Majority Leader.
Salamat pong muli, Madam Chair. 6 na beses ko pong narinig ang word na cautious o pag-iingat. At sang-ayon po akong dapat mag-ingat tayo at maging cautious tayo. Dapat po maging cautious at mag-ingat tayo na dapat hindi mangyari na ang simpleng batas o ang simpleng statute tulad ng tax code or the National Internal Revenue Code ay payagan nating mag-undermine ng ating saligang batas o pinakamataas na batas sa buong bansa. A simple statute should never undermine the highest law of the land kasi magiging masamang precedent ito sa mga susunod na impeachment proceedings na kahit wala na tayo dito, ay i-invoke itong precedent na ito na pwedeng harangin pala ng simpleng batas ang mandato ng konstitusyon na dapat mailabas. Gusto kong mailabas kung anuman ang nilalaman yan kasi baka may ebidensyang makapag-dismiss ng kaso laban sa vice-presidente. The evidence inside that box could acquit the Vice President at hindi na siya maantala sa trabaho niya ngayon pa lang at hindi na tumagal ang impeachment na ito. Baka meron ding ebidensya na makagpapatatag pa ng ebidensya at makakakumbinsi pa sa miyembro ng mga komitibang ito para mas maging matatag ang kanilang pagboto. Public office is a public trust at naniniwala ako na in every move that we take, it should always be the Constitution and the spirit of the Constitution that should govern our proceedings in this committee. Maraming salamat po, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Madam
Klaro
Chair.
naman yung posisyon ni Kong Dilema as well as SDML Defensor.
Madam
As simple as the Constitution is paramount. And this is the power behind the accountability mechanism. The Honorable Ko.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I join Representative De Lima in her motion na buksan ang kahon for the simple reason that Congress in its proceedings sa pagiging House Committee on Justice paghanap ng probable cause in impeachment proceedings, supreme ito, no? May supremacy siya over statutes such as the tax code which provide limitations kung paano ipoproseso yung information such as tax returns. That is applicable on specific circumstances as provided by law or even in ordinary circumstances. Pero the impeachment proceedings are not mere ordinary circumstances na maaaring mas ipantay or even pababain, no, sa level ng statute, no. Ang fear ko po, Madam Chair, and that's why I'm also raising this manifestation, lahat po ng ginagawa natin dito will set a precedent in the future. Should there be similar impeachment proceedings kung saan tatanungin ano yung extent ng kayang gawin ng House Committee on Justice, they might look on April 29, 2026 at ang desisyon ng House Committee on Justice na mas limitahan ang kanyang kakayahang mag-imbestiga, no, ng naaayon doon sa pag-establish ng probable cause ng impeachable official. They might look at this and say, o dito, out of caution na hindi makasuhan, etc., they decided conservatively. And if continuously in history, we will decide conservatively, mas lilimitahan at mas lilimitahan yung kapangyarihan ng hindi lang po ng House Committee on Justice, pero ang pagtingin ko and ang pag-appreciate ko din, this branch of power, the legislature. So this manifestation is in support of the balance of powers na dapat na i-exercise ng legislature na naaayon sa konstitusyon, na hindi po dapat natin tinatali yung ating mga kamay para hindi magawa yung dapat naman pong nakalagay sa highest law of the land, kaya nating gawin. That is all, Madam Chair.
The last justice member to manifest on this is Congressman Terry Ridon from Bicol Saro Party List.
Magandang umaga, Madam Chair. Tingin ko lahat naman po tayo ay gustong buksan, no? Yung pong box na ito. Una, dahil nakabatay po ito sa constitutional power natin po bilang impeachment proceeding to subpoena documents like BIR documents. Pero ang kailangan po natin pagpasyahan ngayon, sapat na po ba ang mga ebidensyang inilatag ngayong araw po na ito para magkaroon ng finding of probable cause on unexplained wealth? Tingin ko even without opening the box, sapat-sapat na po, sobra-sobra pa nga yung pong nailatag na ebidensya nung nakaraang linggo. Balikan po natin ulit ito. Ang laman po ng AMLAC report, which was never denied by the Carpio complaint, 6.77 billion in total transactions, 4.4 billion in inflows, pumasok na pera sa mga bangko ng mag-asawang Duterte Carpio, 1.5 billion in outflows na hindi ho natin makita sa SALN ng pangalawang Pangulo, 2.8 billion in net inflows na dapat ay nananatili sa kanilang mga bangko pero hindi nakalahad sa SALN ng pangalawang Pangulo. Pasukin po natin yung SALN mismo kung bakit po ito sapat-sapat na ebidensya. Ang nakalagay sa SALN for 2024, 88.5 million pesos lamang po. On those two pieces of evidence and reports pa lamang po, mga kaibigan, sapat-sapat na, sobra-sobra pa ho. Ito pong finding of probable cause. This particular section of the impeachment proceeding will go straight to the Senate. Sigurado po tayo dyan. At I'm quite certain that this box will be opened at the level of trial. So, Madam Chair, tingin ko kung wala naman na po nga kailangan pa hong pag-usapan, magandang pagbotohan na po natin ito pong bagay na ito. Maraming salamat po.
Our parliamentary status, the Honorable De Lima already moved to open the BIR box. And then
Madam
we
Chair.
heard the different positions of the justice members. And we continue to hear because I could see members still raising their hand.
Madam Chair.
Can we call Honorable Marcoleta first? Honorable Marcoleta is a non-member of Justice Committee, but of course, we recognize her opportunity to manifest her position as well.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you for highlighting my being a non-member of this committee. But
I
nonetheless,
highlighted also that
I have
you
every
have
right
the
to speak.
privilege to manifest your position.
Thank you po.
Because that is according to our rules, Honorable Marcoleta.
Including the highlighting of being a non-member. Kasama po yun.
The rule that non-members cannot raise a motion and cannot vote, but they
Opo.
can manifest. And that is observed in all committees in the House of
Madam Chair, I
Representatives.
did not say that I'm about to make a motion. Wala naman po akong sinabi. Anyway, ma'am, magandang hapon po sa
Madam
sa,
Chair,
sa
Madam
committee na
Chair,
ito.
Madam Chair.
Is that a point of order?
Yes, not really the point of order. I just would like to find out if he is a she or a he because you have been mentioning her.
Point of order, Madam Chair. Let's allow Congressman Marcoleta to proceed.
All right. Honorable Marcoleta is recognized. You may proceed.
Madam Chair, I
Gusto ko
just would
bang-
like to make it clear.
He
Madam
is
Chair,
he. He is he. I
point of
stand
order is not
corrected.
in order, Madam Chair, because I just want to because you said twice her.
All right.
So I
I'm
would like to
addressing
find out
him.
if she is a she or a he.
Madam
is
Chair, make a ruling and allow Congressman Marcoleta to proceed.
As a response to
proceed
the
to-
Honorable Abante, we are addressing now Honorable Marcoleta as he, him, his, and the chair therefore stands corrected. You may proceed, Honorable Marcoleta.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you for that clarification, Bishop Benny Abante. Ewan ko kung is that germane to this hearing. Anyway, magandang araw po, Ginang Madam Chair at sa mga kapita-pitagang miyembro ng committee na ito. Marahil ay inaasahan nyo na ako po ay magbibigay ng manifestasyon para tutulan ang pagbubukas ng box na yan mula sa BIR. Ang katunayan po, ako po ay hindi tututol. You may go ahead and open it all you want. Sabi nga ni Madam Chair, hawak niya ang beat. Sino ba naman ako para pigilan ito? Sabi nga ng kanta, huwag mong bibitawan. Huwag niyo na bitawan yung box. So I dare the committee to open the box, but with a caveat, siguraduhin niyo po na hindi kayo nakalalabag sa batas. At sinabi rin po ni Popoy sa pelikula, I deserve an explanation. I deserve an acceptable reason. Siguraduhin niyo po na kung bubuksan niyo yan, mayroon po kayong acceptable reason na naayon sa batas. At ako po ay kaisa niyo rin sa komite na ito sa paghahanap ng katotohanan. Pero sa ating paghahanap at pagsasiliksik ng katotohanan, siguraduhin po natin na tayo po ay hindi nakalalabag sa ating mga batas. Maraming salamat po, Madam Chair.
Again, that is a manifestation and therefore it does not deserve or require any answer. Let us proceed. If there are no other members who wish to, the Honorable Sendanya is recognized.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Ang haba na po na kwentuhan natin kay Basha at saka kay Popoy, no? Nagkaroon na nga po ng sequel ang One More Chance, no? Second chance. Ayan, pero inuulit ko po. This is a second chance to hold the Vice President accountable for abuse of power at dun po sa pagnanakaw sa kaban ng bayan. At yung second chance po na ito, 2 years in the making. That's why we appeal to the wisdom of this committee to ensure that we hold her accountable. Sabi nga po ng mga kaibigan ko, eyes on the ball. And the ball is ensuring that we get this to the Senate and the Vice President is convicted. And I hope that would guide the committee in making this all-important decision. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Having heard all the manifestations of the justice members, we are temporarily suspending our hearing.